Kids Know Best is a social community for kids to voice their opinions on stuff they feel passionate about.
The inspiration didn't actually come from me, it came from Rob. He's got twin girls, and while he's trying to keep them quiet at the weekend, he looks for things to do. And obviously one of the main things that kids like to do is go to the cinema. So he was reading reviews of films that were on, and the only kids film on that weekend was called Robinson Crusoe. And the press absolutely slated it, 1 and 2 stars in all the papers. And Rob was just like, just got to do something just to keep them quiet for a couple of hours. I'm just going to take them. Took them to the cinema. He said the cinema was near enough empty, which for a Saturday for a kids' movie is terrible. And he sat there and thought, this film's horrific. But his kids were gripped. So he's like, why am I reading reviews from a 40-year-old man in The Guardian about a kids' film?
I worked in betting, which is an obvious transition into the kids media market. I was working at Ladbrokes, then went on to work for quite a few startups. So I was head of marketing and communications at my last job, which was a company called Everyfan. And there we saw the rise of the sort of influencer model. So we used, our most successful channels were using YouTubers to market our product, and we saw the most and cheapest cost per acquisition for these channels. Sort of here, it sort of led me to reasons to believe that that sort of video content would be the way to create a business going forward. Kids Know Best came from that idea as well.
The future's digital, every single thing is going online. And I said, written content, especially in newspapers, will probably eventually come obsolete. So to get that natural reaction, we thought that's the best way. You can see if the kids are being honest. So we started looking into video reviews by kids for anything they're interested in.
Our first client definitely was quite a big deal. Our first major client was Penguin Random House. From the back of that, we've got their return client constantly. So we've worked with them on The Snowman, Terry Pratchett, 6 or 7 campaigns, and they constantly use us, which is great.
I'd probably say I'd enjoy the fact that every day there's something new and challenging happening. You know, it's not, even though, you know, fundamentally the kids is at the forefront of our business, I really enjoy going out meeting new people from different industries and understanding how all these industries work and how they can kind of help us grow. I think, you know, there's a lot of learning to be had. I'm a hairdresser and I've worked my whole career in Mayfair. And the transition is obviously ridiculous, because why would anyone that cuts hair want to suddenly be involved in kids media? And I still do it part-time. Obviously, you know, running a startup's quite difficult, so you need to be able to pay your bills. Hopefully this year will be full-time on Kids Know Best. But yeah, I mean, you know, I've always wanted to run my own business. So when Rob comes to me with the idea, I just thought it was a perfect thing to get my teeth into.
I don't pay myself much of a wage. Finances are tight, so it's a big risk, but hopefully the rewards will be good in the end, which we think they will. I wouldn't change it for the world. So the idea we had to start with is so far detached from what we're actually doing now, and that's exciting because obviously the opportunities are endless. It's just about realising and pivoting at the right times.
When we walked into this studio for the first time and we had the graffiti done on the wall, and it just felt like we've got a business. I think that in itself is a massive achievement. I see that most people will never own their own business. Don't be scared of making mistakes, you know, because you can be agile when you start your own business. You're not running a corporate firm where every little number matters. If you make a mistake, just turn another way.
Believe in it. That's it.